Hi, this is Alex Chu, and today is November 18th, 2009, and welcome once again to the episode of Let a Chinese Guy Teach You White People How to Run Your Own Country. Anyway, today I want to talk about a possible war with China. Actually, no, I don't think it's a possible war with China. It's inevitable, okay? It's going to happen. War between China and the United States will happen pretty soon. Let me explain why. Lots of people think, the American economy is collapsing right now because of housing bubbles, because of Goldman Sachs, because of this, because of that, because of CEOs and of major banks. They're stealing money from the bailout money, or just mismanagement, whatever. No, actually, the real reason why the United States economy is collapsing is because China pegged their yuan to the US dollar. Okay, it used to be 8 yuan for every one single dollar. They peg it. Why do they peg their yuan to the US dollar? It's very simple. Because they primarily sell their items to the United States. And then the Americans, they sell junk metal, junk plastic, junk rubber, or raw material back to China. It's very simple, okay? Let's say the Americans sell 1 whole ton of junk metal back to China for only $20. Chinese use that 1 ton of junk metal. They produce car parts, they produce cars, they produce electronic goods, whatever. Because they got these junk metal from the United States for only $20 per ton, they can produce lots of things. And because in China, there's like 1.3 billion people in China. And lots of people are so desperate, they're so poor, they're willing to work for food. So that's the reason why labor in China is extremely cheap. It's very, very cheap. So let's say they receive some junk metal from the United States. They produce some good, and they use some cheap Chinese labor. They sell it back to the United States for a very, very, very cheap price. Although on every item they sell to the United States, maybe they only earn like 10 cents or 20 cents. Hey, in the long run, they still earn money. So basically, every time they sell something to the United States, they collect a few cents. Once they collect enough money, they buy the best fighter jets. They buy aircraft carriers, they buy nuclear submarines from Russia, and they start to buy off the oil reserves of Africa, and they buy relationship with countries surrounding India, and to basically surround India and influence countries around India to later they would slowly crush India, I think. But basically, yeah, they have achieved their goal. They peg their yuan to the US dollar, so that what happened is that they could, in the long run, they can keep on earning money from the United States. If they don't peg the yuan to the US dollar, when Americans realize that, Chinese are earning too much money, then the yuan, the value of yuan would actually go up. And when the value of yuan goes up, they would not be able to sell so many goods to the American publics anymore. That's the reason why they peg their yuan to the US dollar. So they can keep on earning money from the United States for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, and so on. As long as the United States don't collapse, they will keep on siphoning money out of the United States. But right now, the United States is about to collapse. The value of the dollar kept on dropping. So right now, the Chinese government, they actually unpeg the yuan, and right now the value of yuan is a little higher. So it's still pegged. It's still the value of yuan is still pegged to a US dollar. Right now it's maybe 6.5 yuan to every 1 US dollar. But the reason why they peg their yuan to the US dollar is because they were planning this for a long time. They were planning to siphon money out of the United States for as long as they can. So they were very successful at it. And right now, the American economy is collapsing. And look who is being benefited. China. China is right now rising to the top of the world as probably the most powerful economic country in the world. And probably within a few years, they will become the most powerful military country in the world, I think, at this pace. And I think a war between the United States and China is inevitable. The reason is, there's nothing Obama can do. There's only so much that Obama or any president can do. What can they do? All the money now goes to China and India. Okay, right now the United States losing. They're losing money. They're losing so much money, and their economy is collapsing. What can the president do? The president can only do so much. The president cannot say, okay, we're going to have to overhaul the entire government. We have to abandon the American government, the old system, and then establish a new dictatorship or something. Obama, he doesn't have the power to do that. He doesn't have the power to overhaul the government, right? So he cannot. If he's a dictator, he doesn't have to go to war with China. He could just simply, okay, we're going to overhaul the government. We're going to set up a whole bunch of new rules and new agencies and new policies, and we're going to overhaul the entire economic system of the whole country. But too bad Obama, he doesn't have that much power. He cannot do all that stuff just by himself. So I think the only thing, and then they'll soon realize that the reason why the United States economy is collapsing is because of China. China pegged their yuan to the U.S. dollar, and for 20 or 30 years, they have been slowly siphoning money out of the United States. So the United States economy is collapsing. Finally, right now we're at the breaking point. So the only thing that a U.S. president can do to save the American economy and actually save the entire United States Union is probably to look for reasons to declare war on China. Probably using North Korea, Let's say North Korea keep on developing their nuclear arsenal. Then maybe the United States would use North Korea, say, hey, North Koreans, you guys don't listen to the United States. We tell you to stop producing nuclear bombs, and you don't stop. Therefore, we're going to have to declare war on North Korea or something. And the Americans know that if they declare war on North Koreans, the Chinese would definitely join in. They would definitely join the war. And probably through this method, we could somehow destroy China, to just bomb the shit out of China and then save the economy or something. I don't think that. I've seen lots of videos from Gerald Celente and all the other economists. They said, we probably will have a big war with China because the government needs to cover up their own failure. They fail to save the economy, so they have to cover up their failure. How do they cover up their failure? By go to war, by maybe fight a World War III or something. I don't think at the end the United States will fight a World War III, but I don't think it's because they need to cover up something. I think it's because they will one day realize that China is the main problem. Okay, China is the main issue that causes the downfall of the United States, and the only way to save the United States from collapsing is to destroy China. Just destroy that country, and everything will be okay. I think at the end that will happen. I don't think the president of the United States has enough power to overhaul the entire American government or to start a revolution and basically just overthrow the existing government and establish a new one. I don't think the American president has that kind of power. The only thing the American president can do is probably use North Korea as a reason to start a war with China. That's all I want to say for today. Thank you.